Welcome to There Are No Words, but We Have a Few, a podcast created by three mothers bonded by the unthinkable, losing a child. I'm Anastasia Brown,
joined by Don Huey and Valarie Allen Bianis.
We each have received the call that shattered life as we knew it, whether through suicide, addiction, or mental health struggles. People often don't know what to say to us, so we started saving ourselves. In this space, we speak raw truth about grief, love, and the long road to healing. They say grief shared is grief halved. We're here to share it with you. We recorded these first episodes in my music room, not as experts, but as mothers surviving the unimaginable. If you found us, you're not alone. Join us, for there are no words, but we have a few.
There is nothing more powerful than a mom who is grieving the loss of her child.
100%. And I was just telling Dawn that this weekend I felt like I slid backwards a lot in my healing. I can't allow myself to think too much about when I was pregnant. It was such a wonderful pregnancy, and I was so happy. I consciously prevent my brain from going there. Do you do that?
You know, time takes time. A year and a month, it is still so fresh. I will say, and different things hit people differently, obviously. I still can't always look at pictures of those real happy times and, when life was carefree. And that's kind of, I sense what you're talking, that was a joyous time of your life. And, the future was in front of you. I will sometimes look at a picture and have to just quickly turn away because I can get sucked into that vortex.
It's very easy to get sucked into that vortex. It's, especially Anastasia, I don't mean at the very beginning, you've been dealing with this grief for a year plus now. It takes a lot of crashes and pickups and crashes and pickups to find the ability to really go realign yourself when you catch yourself in the act of going dark. I went through, I think around 3 years, I went through this realization that my relationship just simply needed to change with my son. It's like he moved far, far away, but he can text me, he can call me, he can communicate with me, and I can see him, but it's going to be in such a different way. And I realized that it was like that up to the point where he left his physical body and crossed over, I had a very specific relationship with him as his mother. There was that moment that I realized that I still have that relationship. I still can go right back to that memory with him of whatever it might be from the past. And I also can go back to the memory of me then, and it's just being, and I realized that it's a perspective change from me. And it doesn't take away the melancholy because we're human and that exists, but it does offer a lot more space to have like this, I don't want to say happiness because that's not the word I mean. It's more peaceful, calm waters versus that turbulent space that we end up in when we go dark. So I changed my relationship with him, and it was somewhere during COVID because of course we had a whole lot of time to think through these things, like alone time, a lot of alone time. But I said, okay, Z, I'm going to be deliberate about this, and I'm changing the way I feel about this. So I've recreated a relationship that's new with the other side and with Z and with the connection that I have as him as an angel and my father as an angel. And the more I can live in that space, and it's not a perfect science, man. You can fall down, I have days where I'm just like, oh my God, this is real. I still have those days.
I hate when I have that revelation.
But to jump off a point you brought up is that it takes time to have historical references. Like, oh, this happened before. I dealt with it this way and that wasn't helpful. So maybe if I just, do this, and you'll find little tricks and tools. That's like what they talk about at Onsite is, you get these tools that sometimes you have to go into another room to find, or sometimes they're right here, to use that analogy. But that takes multiple occurrences where you're triggered.
Those hits, they'll keep coming.
Yeah.
I don't feel like time has healed me.
No.
I
Oh,
don't feel healed. I think it's more you grow, you make peace with the melancholy part of you that will never leave, and you make peace with the more peaceful side, or the acceptance side of this is your life and who you are now, and all of the challenges that come with that in redefining your faith and your spirituality and your connection and all those things. You have to always just be gentle with yourself.
And what I did was on Saturday night is when I had the panic attacks, and then Sunday I was just flat. I mean, empty, flat, just dark. So then I scheduled a call with our angel reader.
That's a great idea. And then
because I'm always happier after I talk to Erin.
Right. That's another great way to handle it, is go, oh, excuse me, I have a phone call to make, and call one of us, or call somebody that you can just rant and rave, have a little crying jag, and then go, okay, got to go back out into the trenches. But really talking it out with somebody, if Erin's not available, I find really helps.
Yeah.
Me too. I think that's so true.
Having somebody to listen and nod.
Yeah. and then, my angels and my son and my dad and my sister, they're like, one day you will feel joy, and we all hope you don't feel guilty about that.
Yes.
And that's a very deep thought and a great reminder. That's a difficult one to get past, is giving yourself permission to continue to live and live well.
Yep.
So, okay, reading this book, How to Build a Life You Want, Arthur C. Brooks, I love his writing, and he partnered with Oprah. Anyway, he teaches a book on happiness at Harvard. Not a favorite word of mine, happy is so fleeting, and that's his point. It's not a search for happiness. He said there are 3 aspects that can make you feel happiness in your life. One of them is enjoyment. Another one is satisfaction. And then the third one is purpose. So I read that and I went, wow. So for me, doing this right now is making me happy because I enjoy this. I was looking forward to seeing you both and seeing what came up. So there's enjoyment.
Yeah. And purpose.
And purpose. And the satisfaction comes because this is not easy.
Oh, it is not.
So there's a satisfaction that comes from me in going, okay, finally we took the plunge and did this. So in a weird way, this is making me happier.
That's really beautifully said.
Yeah.
Which brings closer to joy. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've talked about purpose-driven lives a lot already.
Yeah.
And I've always, I bet you feel the same way. I've always, before I lost so much of my family, I thought I was living a purpose-driven life. I really thought I was. And I'm like, no, compared to my desires right now, that was not even close to how purpose-driven I am now.
But it was just, it's the growing blocks, though, to be gentle with yourself and go, I did not know what I know now. I just didn't know. So it's like, giving yourself the permission to have not known, so in the moment you were living a purposeful life. Now you've just kind of got a total shift in perspective. Oh, it's so dramatic. I mean, it's like intense shift of perspective. Whoa.
Yeah.
But it's
like a tornado, kind of.
Oh my gosh, it's completely crazy.
Or a tsunami.
Yeah.
All of them, wrapped up into one crazy disaster in a moment. But that then the phoenix will ultimately rise. And you have wisdom now. We all walk, a grieving parent walks with a lot of wisdom. And it only gets deeper and more expansive and more incredible as you go. Like what Dawn just said made me feel like it just felt so good to hear you say that, because it's the small moments, and I feel like it's not like there's some grand finale. It's moment to moment. Even not having lost anyone, it's still moment to moment in actuality.
And if you're conscious of it, every day is the grand finale.
Right.
We don't know when our last day is.
Yes.
So
no, we do not time, which we talked about last time. But I want to go back to what Anastasia had said about our mutual angel reader.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in my process, when I get stuck, usually around anniversaries or birthdays or whatever it is, holidays, those are really deep days for a parent who's lost a child. And I always schedule a conversation with my angel reader, our angel reader, on those days. Rosino's birthday, I have a call.
Yes.
Rosino's crossing over day, I have a call. And I just preset it up, and I start it usually in the morning, and immediately my connection is like refreshed.
yeah, it really helped me get out of that dark place.
Yeah, it's
That's great.
Angel workers are just an incredible gift, and they're
I know.
here.
Well, I mean, they're everywhere. Like you read the Bible, there are angels in every single chapter, in every single book, and I've never felt them until now. And I in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I must have had some angels over there, then, and I didn't realize it. But now I see the signs.
And everybody has different signs that become meaningful to them.
Yeah.
You've got the butterflies and the pink roses that
And the dragonflies.
and the dragonflies that you are just attracted to, and that show up in weird places. And that happened to us with peacocks.
How did that start?
It started with Ryan's last conversation with us. He was talking about reverse peacock.
Yes.
And wanting to be loved for who he was. And what a beautiful concept to move forward with. And so that is the symbol of our golf tournament. And I now have a bunch of peacock stuff in my house, and we'll check into a hotel and it'll have a peacock theme, and you go, what?
Oh my God.
It's
has
so
a peacock
amazing,
thing?
isn't it? The way that the angels communicate through nature and through us, really. I even find peacocks. Like I'm so connected to you.
Yes,
so it's like I have on my altar, because of course I built it. We all have altars, which is just, a beautiful, just beautiful place to reconnect also, like, and go, here we are, and this is temporary, and we are eternal.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that. So, but like I also I have peacock feathers now in my altar, and owls, because Dawn also mentions owls. You mentioned owls to me.
I guess birds. Yes. No, but specifically owls and peacocks.
So I've added that. Rosino's name was Rosino Bruno, which is brown rose. So I have
just so beautiful.
So roses also are a thing 100% with Z, and the signs are just, they're endless.
I know.
They're endless. Like,
so in nature, besides the rose, how does Z show up for you? Or
in the wind. I really feel him in the gusts. Like, I really feel him in gusts of wind. Not every windy day, but I'll get like this, and I'm like, hey. And then I start looking for him. Where are you?
Yeah.
I love that. We have a huge wind chime on our front porch, a really deep one, not a and I love that, because it feels like a breath from somewhere else, from some other world.
I'll feel such a closeness that I feel like they're like become part of me. And then that makes me more emotional actually than even thinking, because I feel them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa, that's that feeling. And then I get like super overwhelmed, you know?
There was one, like maybe 4 months after Wilson died, a friend of mine asked me to go kayaking. There was a lot of people kayaking down this river, and I was covered in dragonflies. No one else was. Like, and they're like red dragonflies, blue dragonflies, and they were just like all over my arm and my paddles, and I'm like, well, hello, Wilson, because he loved to do outside stuff.
Sure. Oh, that gave me goosebumps.
I know.
love that.
But
That's
no one else
gorgeous
was covered
visual.
in dragonflies. Just me.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a book, Signs, and that's
Oh, I have that
simply
book,
the
yeah.
title. And it talks about how to train yourself, and that anything can become a sign. After reading the book, I was like, okay, people find pennies. Oh, it's a sign. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's too easy. I'm gonna do quarters, and all of a sudden, quarters started showing up in bizarre places, and that for me that made me smile and
Yeah.
relieved some of the pressure, and just, if you will, a little feeling that right over here he was going, there you go,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
here,
love-
just a reminder.
Yeah. They're just little gifts. I mean, like after my mom gave a commencement speech where my dad graduated seminary school, after she gave this gorgeous commencement speech, she sat down and all of a sudden 3 butterflies and fly. Literally, they looked like they were clapping for mom.
Oh.
One was a white butterfly, yellow, and then an orange monarch. And then the dragonfly was just literally just right in the middle of the butterflies, staring right at me. And the butterflies were like clapping because I knew my dad would be so proud of his bride.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
So I think they were giving her a standing ovation.
You just have to be really open to it, because it
Yeah.
exists. Like, I had a reading with a session, I don't know however you would make a reference to it, but a session with prophets. Before I lost C, but after I lost my father, and these incredible prophets, they had said, hey, would you like a reading? And I said, oh, I would love that. And it literally was like for 10 minutes. But one of the beginning parts in the reading was like, you sure know how to navigate the good, the bad, and the ugly. My father's favorite movie. I just went, oh my God. And then of course the reading went on, and it was just a barrage of this kind of foreshadowing of my power and my strength, kind of setting me up again, like that soul set up to, now I recognize that I think that God was telling me that Z was also going to cross over. But it was so crazy because the good, the bad, the ugly always pops up for me when thinking about Bruce. I swear, it's so random, like an old deck of cards or an old movie poster. It's so the good, like I get signs like that almost more in human experience than in nature. Nature, I just feel connected. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that we're on the same page. Everyone grieves differently.
Yes.
And I feel like grieving alone is the worst anyone can do, I think. Whether
Yes.
it's an angel reader, other moms who have lost children, just doing it in community and sharing and validating our signs and
It's
Yeah.
true, because so many people might say like, "Oh, that's silly." It's
Wishful
just
thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not silly. If
No.
it makes you smile, there is, or it
Oh,
connects you to
100, yeah.
It is
you
just
know,
nothing silly about it.
no, there's no
Yeah.
room for judgment.
None.
There is absolutely no room for judgment.
No. And you have to trust too. It's jumping, like I feel like the trust factor in me is big now.
Yeah.
Just trusting what I hear, what I'm
Oh,
supposed
okay,
to
yeah.
do.
I was like, oh, wait, where are we
But-
going with trust?
what I see, what,
Yeah.
like I just trust, like that, like if this is what I'm being shown. I have this new phrase that I've kind of stumbled into, like on a trip that Sandra and I took recently, and it's just trust the day. Just trust the day. And I like, we have a chuckle over it, but it's really true. You go, okay, there's a huge traffic jam and I can't get to where I'm going, or whatever might get in your way. You go, okay,
Right.
I might need to be looking in a different direction, or this right hand turn is going to actually lead me to like a really incredible sign or a better place to end up in this day. So I like flow now. Like I have such a cool flow with trust and signs, and that I don't have the answers, that if I can just open up my space that much, I'll be shown whatever I need to be shown in that day. Like, give it to me.
And the way it shows up for me is giving up control. Because then I think we touched on this on the call episode, is that what that did for me, the day Ryan died, I just realized I have no control over anything. And it was so unbalancing for me. I really... And that's something I still struggle with, because when I feel unbalanced inside, I start trying to control my environment.
Yeah.
Any way I can. This does not usually go well with the other people I'm trying to control, because it's all about, oh no, this is dangerous, this is uncomfortable, so I have to make sure this happens or that happens. So that leads me to a question. Do you guys have something that you wear or that you carry that you can touch that brings peace or a sense?
I have necklaces. From one my sister gave me, then one with a dragonfly, and then another necklace that has a turtle, because
Why a turtle?
Dad, the first time after Dad died, our angel reader, she said, "What's up with the turtles?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, "What's up with the turtles?" I went, "Oh my gosh." Wilson gave my dad and himself a matching shirt, navy with green turtles all over it, and that's the shirt my dad died in. So
Wow.
Did he wear that at the service for Wilson? Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Am I up? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So I have a necklace that I wear all the time, pretty much. And Z was cremated in this. It was the tag that he put around his neck. Whew. That's a heavy thought. That always hits me.
Yeah.
And then there's a black pearl from Bora Bora. And before I knew Rosina was using heroin, I had invited him to go to Bora with me. And he turned me down, and I was like, what's wrong with him?
Who would say no to Bora Bora?
I know, like, what is up? And he used, like, I have school, I have friends, yada yada. And I was like, okay, I buy that a little bit. And then, a couple years later, obviously, at which point I've figured out it didn't take all that much more time to figure out he was using, but he was afraid that he would go into a detox. And so as a writer and a poet, he had written a poem that said I should have gone to Bora Bora.
Oh, wow.
I wear these two as a reminder of how, our journeys, like back to control, we don't have any control over. I mean, a lot of the time we don't have control over what happens to us, other than the efforts we put into positive thinking. And
It's true, yeah.
we really don't, let alone, trying to control someone else's destiny, also to know how, like, this necklace reminds me so much of the moment, those moments that hurt, but also the realignment with my relationship with him. And also the reminder that this is not permanent. We all leave. And that is a really comfortable thought, not in a negative way, in a way that I'm going to cross over and join, Team Universe and become my angelic self.
Team Universe.
I always call it Team Universe because I like, go Team Universe.
We need a lot more cheerleaders right now.
Yes, we do. Yes, but there are a lot of incredible young angels now on the other side. So, but that's my tattoo. So on the tattoo, I did first a tattoo for my father that says "Speak your heart forever," because he was like a philosophical human, and always reminded me, Valarie, you have to be an individual, and speak your truth. Don't let the what he would say, the yay for me's or the whatever. Bruce always had cool phrases for everything. Don't let your voice get squished. speak your heart, because you will have an individual message to bring that is as important as anybody else's, messaging or efforts on planet Earth or purpose.
Yay,
So,
Bruce.
I miss my dad.
Oh,
so
I would have.
much.
I bet we all would have liked your dad, and you all would have liked my dad.
Oh, well, we are all together right
He's like
now.
a teddy
guaranteed.
bear.
Then the other momentum I wear is the sad rose, the crying rose with Z at the end. So
Yeah.
that's my memorial arm.
Well, it's my necklace.
Yeah.
Isn't that bizarre? How necklaces are for all three of us. And this was a gift from a girlfriend, and it's very tactile. So, and it's right near my heart, and it has become a tic of mine almost. When I am nervous or upset, my hand will go here and you'll see me rubbing it, almost, like worry beads or something like that. So it's both my son's names, and next to Ryan's name is two pearls, and to me, it signifies two hearts beat as one.
Yeah.
And then also on the necklace is a little girl on a journey.
Oh wow.
So
That's beautiful.
that and I've had this for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And I very rarely take it off. Every once in a while, I'll wear a different necklace at night just because I'm like, okay, Dawn, you can do it. You can wear one of your nicer pieces or, something like that. But in 10 years, most days you will find me in this simple thing. And
like
when I'm nervous, you'll see me.
I really want to because I know that there are mothers grieving alone out there, and they might not be looking for signs. And I feel like a part of us, I'm learning so much from both of you, and I hope that a part of this podcast, which is very brave of us to do, sometimes I get nervous about sobbing in front of people. I like to sob in private.
Yeah.
I feel like that people more, grieving alone, we really need to encourage them to find, you only need one other person to have that support.
Yes.
And I really encourage other moms to get that community ASAP, or else you might, like that one mom, she's been living in grief by herself for 10 years until our
That is
kaleidoscope, And
Yeah.
that just broke my heart.
And
Yeah, the companionship in grief is really important.
Yes.
And to also know that you're not alone. Man, that was a really big deal for me.
Me
Like I was
too.
hanging out with God for a long time, and I was hanging out with Team Universe and meditating, and boy, was I actually having an incredible connection. But the loneliness when I wasn't meditating or like
Exactly.
It's
When I'm not
crazy.
praying, that's when I feel the sadness.
Yeah, it's like
So I just want to pray all the time.
and it opens you too even more, because the second you feel relief in your grief, the space that opens up, because you are taking up a lot of space with that tension.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, God, and it's exhausting.
Oh my God. It's like you're this like
I know.
all the time.
And my shoulders are up to my ears.
Yeah. Holding
Yeah.
on so tightly. And when you release that.
it's a level of understanding that nobody else can ever have. And we, like you said, we hope they never do.
Right. And it allows us to be vulnerable. And,
Yeah.
we men and women are taught to be strong. Like, never let them see you sweat. And, in business, I try to put my emotions aside when I'm in, of course, business
Work mode.
settings.
Yeah.
But being vulnerable is actually stronger than not. I mean, it is so hard to be vulnerable. And this sadly taught us that that's the only way to be,
And to trust yourself.
Right.
And it like sometimes like I might not be surrounded by people who are grieving. And I don't care. Like I've learned, I mean, I care about the people that I'm with. I care. That's not what I mean. But I've gotten to a point with my grief that if something needs to come up, it's coming up. And I'm not hiding myself. You know, I feel like that was kind of going back to where this kind of sidebar happened. Finding a grief person, at least one, to grieve with. This is like, it's the most amazing change that you could make for yourself, to grieve with another human. And then let alone, we're so afraid we're going to inconvenience someone with our grief.
Right.
Being in like a group of like other grieving humans, I was like, wow, I don't have to feel that feeling. And then I realized, why do I feel that feeling anyway? That's now part of who I am, you know, and it translates. Like I find that I've shed a lot of humans, you know, like after my loss, and I'm glad to have shed those humans because I'm a different person now. So the manifesting thing, I'll attract different kinds of people, and you know,
exactly.
Starting with a grief person who's grieving like you are is a great place to begin.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's immediately safe for the most part. I mean, at least in my crew, it's always been very safe. To let someone in who isn't grieving and open yourself to them was not the easiest mission.
I was thinking probably not.
Because there's crazy things that come up, like, oh, I can't lose another person. I can't
exactly
or have this relationship, like to open your heart and invest in a situation where you're like, to be 100% in, it's been a journey.
Or you don't. I don't want to feel lost one more time.
Or
I'm still at the point where I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, whether it's my dog or my mom, or some of my best friends. I'm just
that feeling. Go away.
I don't think I could survive another loss too soon, because I was just getting over my sister's death.
Right.
I was 10 months into my grieving my sister when my son died, and I was feeling joy for the first time in 10 months, and that 1, 2, 3 punch knocked the wind out of me. So I do still have some fear about losing more people, and of course it's going to happen, but I sure hope I have a few years without more loss.
It's exhausting. And I think God gives us what we can take, and pushes us to, like, especially like I consider myself.
Ooh, can I challenge that?
Yes.
I don't think God gave us any of this. God did not give us losing our children. God is there to help us grieve and mourn them, and he God is literally my crutches, my bandages, my getting dressed in the day. I mean, without God, I would have been just full of despair. So I
feel like we share it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is fun.
I don't mind
really
if
fun
we disagree with each other, because after losing most of my family, when hearing God gives you only what you can handle, I'm like, no, God did not give me this.
I think it's a slight change of words. I think God allows stuff to happen in a certain way because, as we touched on before, there's this bigger picture that we have no idea about. So Ryan dying March 30th, 2014 was this teeny puzzle piece over here.
Sure.
So that piece could fit, and that piece could fit, and that piece could fit.
Right.
That would work for that little section, that teeny section of the puzzle that we have no idea about. So there's an allowing, because this had to happen for that, for this, for that, for this. And then you can also say our political situation, in my mind, is a shattering so that we can build up better.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a challenge.
I feel like it's shattered plenty, and I'm ready for the rebuild. But anyway, that's kind of an aside. But just that, God has allowed things to happen, not, said, oh, here, you can deal with 3 deaths. It's allowing so that it all is part and parcel of that wonderful bigger picture.
Right.
That only God knows.
Right. And to riff from there, like, thank you for saying that, by the way. You said that very well. But like, too, like, I feel that when I leave planet Earth, when my soul is ready to be out, I feel like that's God's plan for me. And I don't feel separate from that idea when my father and my son left. Zero separation from that idea. And I think that's where that comment comes from, is that I feel I hurt, crazy hurt, when I allow the impact of like losing my son in on planet Earth. Like if I'm farther away from that than I've ever been, though, that initial hurt. But I believe very much that this, if I don't want to say it's a design and it's fated in a way where that we have no willpower, or we don't have the freedom of free will, or the freedom to change our avenue, but I do believe that there is I believe that there's an agreement when I came in and I was anointed a particular purpose. And the learning process within that purpose, the preparation, I should say, of that purpose led me to the ability to be this strong woman. And I feel like I feel like everything that I did in my younger years prepared me for this particular moment. So I do believe that God allowed my choices to equal my anointed purpose, or the decision that I made coming into Valarie. Okay, I chose Valarie, and I've had past life regressions that I very strongly believe in and have been incredible tools. Talk about a tool. But like, I've been shown previous lives where I've passed, and lives coming in, and me deciding to come in and what I was going to work on in that particular lifetime. So I to give more detail to a very bold comment, is that I really, 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 really believe that it was agreed upon that I would be prepared for this moment and live this moment. And I believe Rosino is home. I believe Bruce is home. Wilson, Ryan, your sister, your father. I believe that is a home space for us to bounce from. So like, and this kind of overall beautiful love energy that allows us into that space. And I feel absolutely 100% that that's my belief, though.
Yeah.
And I'm very...
Yeah, and I don't even think about past lives, because why?
It's cool.
But
It's cool.
I won't know until I get to heaven.
Right.
It's just not in my mind, and I love that it helps you, but it I don't know. I don't know. When I get to heaven, I'll
Sure.
figure it out.
Yeah, and that's the
and I'll wait
beauty.
until then.
And that's like the beauty of individuality.
Yeah.
And that's and also the beauty of being open.
Exactly.
And like going, because I always walk away from our conversations learning something and thinking and growing and making space for everything.
And that's a choice. Like you said, that is a choice that we have made, and that people who seek out any kind of help or connection have made, that I need to reach out. Life has the opportunity to be even a smidge better.
If you don't have a friend that has not lost a child, search for a new friend that has, because it's really, really important.
And it's also, how do I help myself feel better and help other people feel better? Because we all know that getting out of our own heads is the best way to just kind of take deeper breaths and not get all stuck in the darkness.
Yeah.
Because I've done my fair share of isolating.
Sure.
And
Haven't we all?
Oh my God.
and
Oh my gosh.
and that is when I am just all inner focused, and there is no hope when I'm isolating.
Yeah.
And
I know. And you know what's interesting is Erin said yesterday she saw just lotus flowers everywhere
Oh,
It's
because
just
the
everywhere.
roots are in the mud.
Exactly.
I love
It's
a
she
lotus
said, you know,
flower.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're in the mud right now, but there's still beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that just
It's very much
really?
so.
Yeah.
And even if you don't feel it, Anastasia, you have this beautiful soul that really exudes light. Even if you don't feel light, like being the recipient of you and like how you inspire me, it's very light. And I don't know if that's hard to hear or not, because I know sometimes when you feel dark and someone says you're light, you're like, oh my God, stop. I'm not really light. You know
Oh,
what
someone
I
say,
mean?
"Oh, you look so pretty." I'm like, "I know you're lying." I'm like, "You feel sorry for me? I look like shit. Don't lie to me."
It's crazy.
But I mean,
yeah.
it's like you
Right,
you
right.
know, it's inside your
But
head.
you are a lotus, and we are all lotuses, honestly.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
as we get older, regardless of our losses, as we get older, we do become that lotus, you know,
And
like
the roots will always be in the mud. There
Yeah.
will always be a dark side.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing
human.
that is there, and that's okay, and that has to be there, and you have to be aware. I think that's where some people get stuck, not to pull the mud metaphor too far, is that it's like either light or dark. And that's not the case.
It is
it's
not.
both and.
Exactly.
Because
Both and.
it's not going anywhere. That capability, to be melancholy is always going to be there. But knowing that the flower is on top and reachable and available
planet
is
Earth is such
so
a trip.
helpful. It's so helpful.
It is crazy true. It's planet Earth, the human experience. It's such an amazing journey to even think about the human experience, because you go like, what, why, wow. Like here I am with this crazy hurt because I don't get to grab my kid anymore, but yet wait, I'm going to be there. But yeah, like in 100 years, everyone's going to be there. And it's just a trip to think about the process overall of existence. Like it totally trips me out. And it's such an incredible space to be creative. You know, like you know what I mean? Like to fill in the spaces of your own process within that. Like that's what makes us each so a different color, a different shape. And it's so, if I were to be able to say anything to a grieving human or a human anywhere, it's just make space. Make space for the grieving human. Make space for something you may not understand. Make space to listen to another idea. It's cool.
Why do you think this is? I find that with this loss that we all share, I have become a completely non-judgmental person, and I'm wondering why that is. Like, why do you think that losing
Your
loved
guard
ones,
is down. Your guard
like,
is down.
I
You're
don't
open.
judge anybody, right? I mean, I'm hyper allergic to people who judge.
And I think we touched on it in one of the other episodes, is that because we're all fighting a great battle, and once you have fought this huge battle that we fought in just waking up again and again, you are so aware of the pain that other people are walking through.
Exactly.
That you can't tell from the outside, and then it gets back to that mask or that chameleon aspect that we all have to enter Whole Foods with, or
Or
you're
birthday
cracked.
parties with.
Yeah, we're all cracked so wide open.
right.
And that said, like that being cracked wide open, there's not a whole lot of space to go.
Yeah.
It just, you go, wow. Like I look at people and I go, my new, it's not. I kind of was taught early on because of Bruce, like you're not the only person on the planet, which is a really good message.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay, no, it's really true.
Yeah.
But the feeling like, you're so like your touch, your smell, you're so heightened by being cracked open that like you can feel like, I don't know, I look at people so differently too now. Like you go compassion, love. The judgment does go away, but judgment comes from a fear place anyway. And you know, like I don't have a whole lot of fear left.
No,
that's a good point.
We experience the worst a human being can experience, so there's nothing.
What's going to happen? I'm going to end up crossing over at some point, and boy, am I going to leave an impact of love behind me.
You know, and have you ever had this thought? I really wish I was me. I wish I had the knowledge that I now have before my sister, son, and dad died.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
golly.
Yes.
My conversations would be 100% different.
Yeah.
I would be even more curious. I would ask my son and my sister and my dad so many more questions.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, you know?
Yes, huge.
But yeah, you know, and that should be impetus for more growth.
Yeah.
That, you know, as opposed to looking back with regret, look forward to and imagine where we can be in a year.
Right.
Yes.
Kind of thing. Imagine what you're capable of with these building blocks as that strong foundation that you've unearthed. It's like, oh my gosh,
It's big.
imagine.
It's wild.
But a challenge here could be a cool challenge. Like in your next quiet moment, why not say all the things that you would have said now, then, and do it, pass it to them. Like I'll have, you know, my conversations with Z now where it's like, man, I just didn't know. I didn't know. And I am so sorry for not knowing, but this is what I would have done or I wished I had done. And it kind of diffuses that wish, woulda, coulda, shoulda, you know, or whatever that push you put on yourself, because it's like, just like they didn't know then what they know now. Imagine what they know now.
Exactly.
That's funny to think about.
You know, like think about it.
I know.
Like
Because like my son actually can feel love in heaven, and he could
Right.
not feel love on earth
right. That's
during when he was in his
huge.
dark times.
Imagine.
So an
crazy?
exercise I've had to do is write a letter to my mother, introducing her to me now. It's been, oh gosh, over 45 years, 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been almost 50 years since my mother died.
Wow.
And
She would be so proud of you.
Oh yes. Yes.
thank you. That literally pricked my eyes. How crazy. That's so weird.
What a beautiful challenge, though, Dawn.
But so to what you just said, yeah, you know, it can be emotional to
Yes.
think about.
But as it should be.
Yeah,
You know, because,
right.
you know, relationships and love, like, I think that's all
Notice
part
I
of
didn't
this.
say I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm
Yes,
working
good
on
job, good
apologizing
job.
for everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, one of my challenges to myself before I discovered sharing my grief with groups of people and other grieving people, one of my challenges, like, there were two things I grabbed onto early on. One, I get to cross over sometime, you know, soon.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how much time do I really have left in the big scheme of things?
Yeah.
And two, like, what would I write to Z if I were on the other side and he was here? And so that was something I could really grab onto, because I then started to hear his words come through my words. You
yeah.
know, like I'd be like writing to Z, and I'd be hearing, "But Mama," you know, like literally just kind of channeling. So that brought a lot of ease to me, because we would have said exactly the same thing to each other. And I think likely we would have said the same sorries to each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I think those two thoughts really kept me open to receiving too. Like to be receiving, because they weren't shut down thoughts. They were keeping the door open even through my pain.
Yeah.
You know, so I did a lot of signs and a lot of messaging.
And we'll have books to suggest on the website.
Yes.
For like, because we have probably very similar books. But
We do.
I do like that one called Signs.
Oh, it's because it's simple and straightforward. It's
Yeah.
not all, oh, and then, whoa. It's very, like my simple one of, hey, I want to find quarters. Just that's.
Yeah.
And you guys, when do you hear your son's voices in your head? And
I hear his laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He had the best laugh.
So, and in that moment when you're hearing his laugh, do you get the sense that he's with you?
I do, but it's still not enough for me right now.
Got it.
Do you remember 6 years ago?
No, I get that. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. It's hard to accept that. Like it is. It's a big deal to say, wow, I heard that, but I don't really get to hear that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
And I don't get to have
sure.
him put his forehead against my forehead.
Yeah.
When
I know,
he's
I used to
laughing at
tap.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Oh.
But,
Yeah.
but being around two friends is going to help me get where I need to be. Because I know where I need to go.
Oh, but you might be amazed.
Surprises along the way.
Yeah, it's a circuitous path.
It is.
And you
You're
pass
like, oh, that's so sweet.
and I hope it didn't come off that way. It's just, it isn't a fixed point, is all I'm going to say.
I know.
It is not.
I
It is
know.
not. But nothing
That
is. Trust the day, you guys.
That's good.
It's like
I think
that's a good place to stop.
I think that's a great place to stop.
Well,
So,
I'm Valarie.
I'm Anastasia,
and I am Dawn.
and this is Chippy, who I'm petting all the time. and
And this is There
Are No
words, but we have a few.
I love
Love,
you guys.
love,
Love,
honor,
yeah.
respect,
admire.
admire,
yeah.
pride.
Hey, thanks for listening. We really hope you felt seen and just a little bit less alone. Grief is something you don't have to carry by yourself. Whether you've lost a child or love someone who has, know that the space is here for you. We're learning as we go. We appreciate your patience with our process and welcome feedback. Be sure to take care of your heart. We hope this podcast will help with that. This is There Are No Words, but we have a few. Thank you for listening. Join us at There Are No Words, but we have a few.